Good Friday morning, everybody. Chris Allen with your weather podcast on this finally Friday, May 3rd. As we're ready for the weekend, it is Kentucky Derby weekend. Today, the Kentucky Oaks. Kind of a preview of the Derby, the fastest 2 minutes in sports. Well, that takes place today. I've had the Pegasus Parade and all that going on. Festivities, Churchill Downs, Louisville, all ready for the 139th Run for the Roses. The only problem is rain, and lots of it headed our way. And it still looks like it is going to be a drencher again this weekend. Pretty much a repeat of what we had last weekend. Now, last weekend here in the Bowling Green area, we picked up around 4 inches of rain. We're not calling for that much, but there could be a few spots that see maybe up to 3 inches of additional rainfall on top of what we've already received. So just go ahead and prepare for it. This weekend, it's going to come in waves. Big, heavy downpours of rain for a while, then it stops, lets up a little bit, and then here comes another surge of rain, and it's just going to peat and repeat. Beat and repeat all weekend long. That's pretty much what we're looking at here. Reviewing the numbers from yesterday, 78 was our high temperature. That happened just before 2 p.m. at the Bowling Green Airport. 74 is where we're supposed to be, so we were 4 degrees above average. 58 was our low. 51 is where we're supposed to be. And a year ago, we hit our first 90-degree temperature for 2012. At 90 degrees, and a low of 64 back in 2012, a year ago. Past 24 hours, no rainfall. That's about to change, as the numbers are going to go up, I think, by an inch or two on average for everybody over the course of the weekend. Flooding may be a concern. We still have, as I mentioned yesterday, a lot of wet fields still out there, still some high waters in the creeks and streams and rivers. River flood warning continues back in Muhlenberg County, and now a new flood watch has gone up for Middle Tennessee for the course of the weekend, and it would not surprise me if southern Kentucky goes up into a flood watch maybe later today in anticipation of the rains coming in. Today is going to be a day in which we see a lot of cloud cover. We're seeing it now, even seeing a few isolated showers showing up on radar this morning. But what happens today is going to be mostly scattered stuff. We're not calling for the heavy rain until later. Cloudy today, 30% chance of a scattered shower, perhaps even a thunderstorm, a high of 75. It's going to be breezy, too. Southeast winds at 13. Tonight, we ramp things up, 80% chance of heavy rain moving in. In fact, it's likely. A low of 53, and especially during the overnight hours, as that low-pressure system to our west just sits and spins. It's going to do that all weekend. For tomorrow, Derby Day, 90% chance of rain likely. Could be heavy at times. Drenching downpours. Not so much thunderstorm activity, but just general rainfall and much cooler. A high of only 59. The rain and the clouds keeping us chilly for tomorrow. Now, as we get into Sunday, continued 60% chance of rain likely. Although it may not be heavy, it is going to be, in waves again. The heaviness of the rain may taper off just a bit as that area of low pressure drifts west a little further away from us. 62 will be the high temperature. Monday, we continue with a 50-50 chance of a shower or thunderstorm in 63. Rain chances slowly, and I do mean slowly, start to subside. Once we get into Tuesday, 30% chance of showers, mostly cloudy, 73. Wednesday, 30% chance of showers, 75, and mostly cloudy. It's not going to be until Tuesday into Wednesday before that cutoff low-pressure system finally gets out of our system and out of our region. as long as it sits there, it's going to crank out moisture. So that's the issue here, and that's the concern that there could be some minor flooding across southern Kentucky. So if you live in the Green River Basin, which all of us do, but if you live close to the Green, the Barren, the Rough Rivers, the Salt River, Red River, all those local rivers, lakes, streams, Trammell Creek, Drake's Creek, all those are going to be affected by this additional 1 to 2, maybe up to 3 inches of new rainfall. So keep that in mind. It won't be until next Thursday that we see sunshine returning and we warm back to 77 degrees. All weekend long, we will keep you up to date on the latest of the heavy rainfall, flooding issues, and things like that. Be sure and let us know if you have a flooded roadway or something that's closed or blocked because of high water. As soon as you let us know, then we can let everybody else know not to go there. Turn around, don't drown kind of a situation. So please keep us informed. Hit us up on our Twitter, Facebook pages, email, whatever it takes. Get the word out to us, and that way we can pass the message on to everybody else. In the meantime, I hope you have a safe weekend, a good weekend, a dry weekend, whatever you plan to do. And just stay aware of the fact that there could be some rising waters in a few places. All right, thanks as always, and God bless for listening to the podcast. Know the weather. Know it before it knows you, especially in this situation. Have a great weekend, everybody, and I'll see you live at 5:30 on AM Kentucky.